Bienvenido, damas y caballeros. Welcome back to Two Daniels on the Freeform Network. Remember, you could follow this podcast on Twitter at Freeform Network. Send in those questions and suggestions to ffnquestions@gmail.com. Again, this is the Two Daniel podcast. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Daniel. My other host today is
Daniel Jr.
Yes, sir. We're back. It's been a while. We're not going to give you any kind of commitments that we're back forever, that we're going to record a podcast every day. Nothing like that. We're going to record when we're cool to record, and that's when we're going to drop them. But we're back together, Daniel Sr. and Daniel Jr., and we got a pretty interesting topic to talk about here today. Today we're going to be talking about Rocket League. Now, Rocket League is a game that came out on PC, mobile, and consoles, and it seems to be a big deal, right, Junior?
Yeah. I've been really playing around with Rocket League a lot, and I've been really liking it.
Yeah, and how long have you been playing Rocket League itself?
For a few years, but I've only recently started playing like a lot, like a year ago.
Okay. Yeah, the game initially released in 2015, July, and the publisher is Psyonix. There we go. That's how you pronounce that word. But yeah, man, really excited to get into this. You're the man in this game. I've played it on the side a little bit. Not really my thing. I don't like playing multiplayer games too much because it's like all these young kids keep beating me, and it gets frustrating, and so I don't like playing it. So I'd rather hit on the sideline, keep playing my single-player story games, and that's what I'd like to play. But let's get into Rocket League. First off, Junior, you were telling me about it's free to play now, but it wasn't always free to play, right?
Yeah, before I think it was like around $20 when it was first made. But now it's free to play on all platforms.
Okay, and from it being free to play to it being charged before, what is the big differences or pluses or minuses with that?
The difference with it being, with you having to buy it is you were able to buy it on Steam, but now since it's free to play, you cannot buy it on Steam, but you could still get it through third-party software.
Okay, and I did confirm it was $19.99 when it originally released, and now, like you mentioned, free to play. So you can't buy it from Steam anymore. Its launcher is Epic, correct?
Yeah, for PC now, you'd have to launch it through Epic Games.
Okay. And then, yeah, obviously on consoles, it would be PlayStation, Xbox, Switch. And then I did mention that they have a mobile, but mobile does not link with the other ones, right? Because another component of this game is that it's crossplay, correct?
Yeah, with mobile, it's different because mobile, it's a two-dimensional game. And then with the actual Rocket League, it's three-dimensional.
Right. So, yeah, that's right. The gameplay is slightly different on mobile. So you can't cross-play with the consoles or the PC, right?
No, with mobile, it's just mobile and other mobile players.
So the crossplay, who does that include? Everybody in the consoles and PC?
Yeah, if for like normal Rocket League, you could play against people that are on like Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and yeah. But with Rocket League mobile, it's only mobile players that are allowed to play.
Now, as far as this crossplay go, how do you feel that it works? Do you feel that it's more challenging on the console side or more challenging on the PC? Because you've played on both, right?
Yeah. I think it's more challenging on PC because a lot of the more competitive players, like the people that actually do championships, they play on PC, but they just use like a controller and they connect it to their PC and just play through the controller like it would be on a console.
Okay, so they're actually PC players, but they use like a PlayStation or an Xbox controller to play the actual game. Is that because it allows you to customize things more, or what's the big deal?
It's just a lot more control with your car. Like, you know, when you press down on a keyboard, it's just one input. But when you press input on the controller, you can actually choose how much that input is. So, like, if you're turning to like the right on your car, on a keyboard, you can only turn right the maximum or not at all. And then on a controller, you could choose how much you're turning and how much you're actually
Oh,
moving.
okay, I get it. So it's on or off in the keyboard when you press the key, but on the controller you could um, manipulate the severity of how much you're turning to the right, whether it's a little or a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, I know crossplay is a big thing. A year or two ago, it was a big point of conversation between the console players, but it seems to be more common now, and Rocket League definitely is one of those companies that's doing it. So let's jump on to the next thing. You mentioned that there's playlists. So what is playlist, and what does that how's that work in Rocket League?
So there's like playlists in playlists. Uh one of the most recognized playlists is competitive, where you can have competitive 1v1s, competitive 2v2s, and competitive 3v3s. And then there's also casual, where it does not affect your um, gameplay
Like,
whatsoever. Like,
right.
if you lose through a competitive match, it'll kind of downgrade your game, like your profile. And then when you win through competitive, it'll give you like promotions, like it'll give you some XP so you can level up and everything. But with casual, it's just like a casual match where you don't lose anything and you don't win that much. And there's
Okay.
also like other things, like there's forgot what they were called, but they were like, there's other matches, like there's this one that I like a lot. It's called Rumble, where it's just normal Rocket League, but you also get power ups where you could get like a spring loaded fist that punches the ball, and then it'll punch the ball wherever like the opposite angle you're at. And then there's
Oh,
also a grappling hook, there's a plunger, there's a magnet, there's spikes, and there's a power hitter, and there's a lot of stuff you could use with that. There's also like this one called Snow Day, where it's a hockey puck and has zero friction on the ground. So, and if you hit it, it'll just keep moving until somebody else hits it. And there's another one called Drop Shot, where it's a lot of just hitting the ball and hitting the ground. It's really fun.
yeah. It sounds like there are modifiers to kind of change the gameplay a little bit.
Yeah. So like uh every um every few updates there's going to be another modifier in the casual playlist. Right now I'm pretty sure it's Spike Rush or Speed Demon. Uh Speed Demon is where you have like a really fast car where your boost makes you go really fast. The ball is it's a big ball, and you when you hit the ball would hit it would like fly a lot and it would like go really fast. It's
Okay.
just really fun.
No, it does sound fun. So in these playlists, you mentioned competitive 1v1 and all this other stuff. There's rankings as well, right? That brings you up in levels so you can know if you're a noob or if you're like a really professional guy.
Yeah, so it's kind of like competitive and casual. So when you're in competitive, if you win a game, it will get your rank up, and then if you lose a game in competitive, then it'll get your rank down. But like in casual, you don't lose anything, but you could win some levels, so you could level up and everything. But your rank is determined in casual gameplay, and there's like a few ranks. There's first is unranked, where you don't have a rank, and then you have to play 10 games to figure out what rank you would be. And then after that, you get bronze, you get silver, gold, platinum, diamond, champion, grand champion, and SSL. And SSL is the best one, where you know all of these mechanics in the game and how to play really good. And then bronze is where you're like really new to the game, but it's really fun to get your way up to a high level.
Right, right. What's the highest ranking you've ever gotten?
The highest I've ever gotten was diamond, which is like in the middle of all the rings. But my rank right now is platinum because I've been losing a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I guess it goes back to like you mentioned, if you play in the competitive side, then every match counts, whether you win or lose, whether you drop out, whether your internet stops and you lose the game accidentally. So I guess
Yeah.
it all counts to your wins and losses.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line if you win or lose. When you win, you could go up a rank, and then, then you could like brag to your friends about like, oh, now I'm a rank higher than you are, and everything. But then if you lose, then you go down, and it's like really competitive game to try to see what rank you'd be.
Right, right. Um, yeah, speaking of rankings, do you try to tend to play against other players in that same ranking? Does Rocket League group you guys together, or can you play against a bronze guy?
Um, the only way you could play against somebody that's higher or lower than your rank would be in a casual match, because in casual, any type of rank could play. You could either play against a bronze, you could play against a champion, a grand champion, maybe even an SSL if you're really lucky. But the community, their mutual rank would be platinum, because like over 50% of the community is a platinum, and that's like the rank that everybody is usually at when they play a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, to me, I know I'm very competitive as well. More so since like I mentioned, I play single player stuff. I look at my trophies. So when I compare myself to other players, other family members, other friends, I look at their trophies to mine, and that's how I kind of tell if I'm playing more of the game or getting more out of it, or playing doing a better job maybe. But no, I know ranking has to be very important.
Yeah, like when you're competitive and you're like, say like you're a platinum rank, you'd always be put against a platinum rank. But another more specific way of telling you're like how good you are is MMR, and it's like a number that tells what rank you would be. So like when if you have like a low MMR, that means like you're a pretty low level person and you're pretty new to the game. But if you have a high MMR, you'd be uh you'd be like a higher level person and be a lot better at the game.
Now, this was something new to me that you mentioned a month or so ago, is that you actually reset your rankings every so often, right? And you have to start all over. How does that mechanic work?
So every season, so right now we're on season 9 as of recording this podcast. So as soon as season 10 launches, everybody's ranked. They'd all be unranked, and then they all have to play that 10 games to see what rank they'd be. So like right now I'm a platinum, so if like season 10 comes out, then I'd be unranked, and maybe I'd be a gold, or maybe I just go straight to diamond, or stay back at platinum and try to grind back to diamond. And it's really fun because like if you're already an SSL, then like you basically are really good at the game and you can't really do much else. But if you have the rank resets every season, that means that you could, once you're in SSL, you could reset your rank at the season. Then you just try to go back, and then maybe you'll be a champion or a grand champion that time, and then it'd be fun to try to get back up to SSL and wait till next season.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know when you originally told me about it, I kind of saw it like a bummer. I'm like, that would kind of suck. You know, you're like work hard, you're playing hard to rank up, and then at the end of the season, you drop back down to zero. But I guess that would be cool is if once that 10 match range opens up for a new season, you could potentially jump up if you play some really hard players and get a better ranking. It's kind of like your SATs. You know, you get your score. You might have done poorly in school or not that great, but you do great in your SATs, and they jump you up to like college level classes. You know, because you did really good. So
Yeah.
yeah, sounds pretty cool.
If you're like bronze, and then then the new season starts and your rank resets, and if you do really good, you could possibly get to silver or maybe even gold. And
Right, right.
you just gotta keep trying after that, and then you can maybe even get to platinum.
Sure. So speaking on all these other things of Rocket League, let's get to the meat of the game itself. What is the gameplay? What is the game in general? What is it that could look forward to if they started playing Rocket League?
So the main thing about the gameplay is just driving. So like you could drive forward, you could drive backward, you could turn to the right, turn to the left. But the one of the main concepts is called aerial lean, is where you use your boost. So what you would do is jump, angle your car up towards the sky, and then use your boost, and you could boost towards up the sky. And that feature unlocks a whole nother world of mechanics in Rocket League.
And right, what's the goal in the game? I mean, other than driving your car, what are you trying to achieve or do?
So there would be a ball in the field, in the center of the field. It's basically just soccer, but you're using a car instead of people. And
Okay.
then what you have to do, there's two goals, there's a field, and there's a ball. And then you just have to hit the ball with the car, then get the ball in the opponent's net, and then that gives you a point. And the match lasts for 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure. And then you just
By
play.
default, right?
Yeah, by default, 5 minutes, unless if you get some mutators and change the time. But on default, it's usually like 5 minutes, and then you just play through that time and hope that you were good enough to get a good score.
Okay. Okay. So I know you mentioned it's like soccer, and then obviously 1v1, you're playing just against one players. What's the maximum amount of players you can have in the field against each other?
The maximum, I'm pretty sure, is four. Uh, you could definitely have more than four, but like if you're playing against random people, it's I'm pretty sure it's just four. But if you have like a bunch of friends all playing at once, you could definitely have more than four. But
So it'd be four against four?
it'd be four against four if you're playing against random people. But if you have a big group of friends all waiting to play against each other, I'm pretty sure you could have more than four. Probably, I don't know what the max is, but I'm pretty sure you could definitely have more than four.
What do you like better? Do you like the smaller groups, just 1v1, or do you like the chaos of having a big group of players?
Sometimes depends on the time. Like if I'm feeling that day that I wanna play Rocket League and have like a big group of people all going at it at once, then probably go to like the 4v4 side. But if I'm like playing with a friend, then 2v2 is like a really good option. Uh, then if I'm just by myself, just like kind of bored and just want to go onto Rocket League, then just play some ones and try to get my rank up.
Okay. Now you mentioned friends. How many of your friends do you think are into this game, and do they really like it as well?
I have two friends that I play with often. One of them is a diamond, and one of them is a platinum that's around my rank. And sometimes we would play 3v3 matches, and we would all uh, play 3v3s and try to win a lot.
No, cool, man. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun, and like you mentioned, it's a simple game but a complicated game at the same time. Simple as in that it's soccer basically, but complicated as that there's all these mechanics and techniques that you can learn to play the game a lot better and become a better player.
Yeah, it's simple to learn, but it's very hard to master. Like there's different stuff you could do that could help you in winning, and there's also just basic mechanics to learn how to play. And it's just a really fun thing to learn and fun things to do.
So, speaking of playing good, is there some like famous players that you've seen on YouTube, maybe out there in the field every now and then, or what's good YouTube's to watch for this?
I watch a few people that play Rocket League. One of them is Musty. Another one is Sunless Khan, and another one is Leth Amiar, and I think there's another one.
But those
Uh,
are the ones that come up to the top of your head
but
as good players,
those
right?
three are the top three that I think of.
Okay. Well, speaking of thinking of, man, what good cosmetics do you like to use in this game? How do you pimp out your car, or what stuff do you got on it right now?
Right now, I have the Falco wheels. They're just simple wheels that don't really have much to them because I like simple cars that look cool and not too much that's like distracting and it takes your mind off of the game. But I have simple wheels. I also have uh, the Goop decal, and I use the Octane. And then I have forgot what I had just used the default standard boost because it's just a cool looking boost. And then I don't have any toppers or any antennas on it because it just distracts you from the game a lot.
Yeah, I guess I should have mentioned that you can customize everything on your car, right? All the wheels, the
You could
antennas,
you
the
could
flags, the
customize
colors.
Yeah, you could customize your goal explosion. So as soon as you make a goal in the game, you have your custom goal explosion. You also could have your player anthem. So then, as soon as you score a goal, every time you score a goal, there will be a replay of that goal. So then everybody sees it, and then after that goal, you could have like your player anthem play. So once your player anthem plays, you could just like listen to it while you're looking at your replay. You also have antennas. You have toppers. You have decals, wheels, boost, and trails. And the trails are just when you've reached max speed on your car and you can't go any faster. And also, you could customize your car sound depending on how much cars you have. And yeah, there's just a lot of things you could customize your car to. But me personally, I like just simple, cool designs on my car, so then it just looks nice and is all looks cool when I'm playing.
Right, because as you play, you unlock things that you can pimp out your car with, but you also can buy season packs or packs of customizables so you can put on your car, right?
Yeah, there's every season there's a different rocket pass. You could use the free rocket pass, which you still get items, but you don't get as much. And then if you buy the rocket pass, you could get a whole bunch of items to customize your car. you could even get some credits, so you could buy some stuff in the shop. And the shop is like a really good place to get cool stuff for your car, because every day there will be a new shop, and you could just look forward to the shop and see what you could get in the game.
Well, very cool, man. I know Rocket League's not really up my league, but I know a lot of kids are into this. This is a really popular game. Was there anything else you wanted to mention that maybe we didn't talk about?
No, I think that's it for Rocket League.
Yeah, man, very cool game. We'll have to definitely keep these conversations going and having some more of them with some different games that you might be into or some other different things that over here that the two Daniels are into. But yeah, man, it's been a great conversation so far.
Yeah, I like Rocket League, just it being like a nice game to just play when you're bored, or you just like wanna hop on Rocket League and just play with your friends.
For sure, for sure.
But I think this is the end of our podcast, so thank you all for listening. And remember, you can follow Two Daniels on the Freeform Network. Our Twitter is Freeform Network. And send us your questions and suggestions at ffnquestions@gmail.com. Visit us on our webpage, freeformnetwork.podbean.com. You'll see our two links for Stitcher, iTunes, and Podbean. Subscribe and hit the like button for Two Daniels. And this is Daniel Jr., and I'm also with...
Yes, sir. Daniel Sr. here, man.
Yeah, and thank you all for listening, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.